Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries. All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to Dating Diaries with myself. And you guys can't hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, hey Druzy, if you can hear me, put a XO in the chat. If you hear me, put an XO in the chat. If you can hear me, put an XO in the chat. Hey, Lux Candles. Okay, they can hear me. They can hear me. They can hear me. All right, cool. Thank you, people. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they can hear you. I can't.
Okay. Now we can hear the echo on your side. Mo, we can hear all of that.
We were just talking. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. So what is it? I don't understand why we can hear the feedback of the.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I don't understand why we can hear the feedback of the. Can you hear me, Mo?
You can hear me? You can hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you through here, but I can't hear you through.
But we go out and come back in. Go out and come back in.
Oh.
It's a delay.
All right.
Well, yeah, he got to go out and come back in. How y'all doing on a Friday night with the technical difficulties? Technology sucks. It's always something. But it's go. Mo, go out. Mo.
I'm trying, Nick.
Brucey said, oh, it's okay, Tammy, but I appreciate you. We appreciate you. We missed you as well. It was a good show. I think one of my favorite things about today's conversation on the reprint is we talked about the Atlanta Falcons have new uniforms, and Andre 3000 did the narration for that. I thought that was super dope. All right, we're gonna wait till Scorpio Moe comes back in. I love seeing the XOs in the chat tonight. Let me know where everybody is from. Let's do that again. We haven't done that in a while. Where is everybody tuning in from? Where are you tuning in from? Okay, Mo is back. We haven't done that in a while. Where is everybody tuning in from? We can still hear the feedback, okay, Mo. Is back. What is going on? Oh, Raleigh, North Carolina. What's up? One of my good friends she lives in Wilson, North Carolina, which is not far from Raleigh. Jacksonville, that's what's up. Yes. No, don't Druzy, don't come with the contention, ma'am. We don't do who that around here. We do dirty birds only, exclusively dirty birds. What's up, Macon? Yeah, Raleigh's not far. She said it's like 45 minutes. She was taking a DJ class out there and was in Raleigh yesterday. Louisiana. What part of Louisiana are you in, Lakeisha? What part of Louisiana are you in? I spent a lot of time in Mendon, which is right by Shreveport, like at the top. No, don't y'all. We can't have the who dat comments. We will ban you from being able to be seen in the chat with the who dat comments. We don't do that. We only rise up, which is weird because I don't know the Falcons rise up and Falcons is kind of a weird connection. But when Mo comes back in, I'm not sure because I can still see him here on the screen. I'm not sure what is going on. I'm not sure what is going on with Mo, but hopefully he will click back in. Oh, Lafayette. I'm very familiar with Lafayette. Very familiar with Lafayette. Very familiar with Lafayette, Louisiana. See that? See how we need to let everybody know where we're coming from, so that we can everybody can know and we can see if we have closeness. I'm trying to actually figure out if I'm coming out for Essence this year. I think I am because I told you guys I missed the Boy Is Mine tour. So I really want to see Monica and Brandy. I think that's one of those groups. Well, not groups, but that one of those situations I definitely want to see. Druzy. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, we're waiting for Mo to chime in. There's a couple of things that we're going to talk about tonight. The first thing I want to talk about as soon as he gets in is our interview Wednesday with Ken from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I saw you guys definitely got into that interview. A lot of people were there. We had a great night with the chat live. But oh my goodness. But it was an interesting interview. When Mo gets back on, we're going to get into that and see what the thoughts were. Thank you, Renelle. I had a good time. Ken was and people are still commenting on the little piece of the little snippet that we posted on social media, because obviously Ken has quite a following of women. He has quite there are a lot of men a lot of women my bad, a lot of women that really enjoy Ken's what he has to offer. And I know he said that he had a fake page that had his picture on it, and it wasn't him. It was, I guess, a fan that was kind of like, trying to little stalkerish, and they had actually amassed 14,000 followers just with his pictures. So he's a very confident guy, and there were a lot of women that were commenting. Thank you, Lakeisha. A lot of women were commenting on Ken. So I'm interested to see what you guys thought about that conversation. Hey, Edna. We're getting ready. We're waiting on Mo to jump back on. I'm not sure what is going on. He couldn't hear for some reason. We were chatting before, and then we started the show, and it took it out. But and then we're getting ready to talk about what you guys thought about the interview with Ken from the other night. Tammy, yeah, you know what? I want to ask when Mo comes back. I do want to ask him a little bit about, hey, Joda, about Brandy's. If you guys seen Brandy's press tour she's been doing to kind of promote her book, and she mentioned about her former relationship with Wanye from Boys to Men. And you know what's crazy? Like, it feels like everything that was hot during the 90s is now being outed as something that was bad, from Price is Right to Nickelodeon to the Wanye and Brandy. Like these, I think Brandy was probably like one of the biggest pop stars ever for a period of time. You guys remember when she was on Moesha, and she had, her songs were doing amazing, and she was on the show. Like, she had a Barbie doll. Like, she was really at the top of her game for a time. And then she was dating, which I didn't even know. I lived in Oklahoma at that time. I had no idea that she was dating Wanye from Boys to Men, because back then people kept relationships kind of out they didn't brag about them. Now the whole idea of the power couple is what you do, but they didn't do that back in the 90s when she was huge. And so come to find out later, she was 16 dating a 22-year-old. That would have been 15 dating a 21-year-old. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Thank you, Druzy. You know what? The funny thing is that the foundation is actually called airbrushed or photo finish or something like that. That's the purpose of it. It gives you that look. What do you guys think about a 16-year-old dating a 22-year-old? And we talked about the age of attraction. And I just want to let you guys know, if you haven't seen, they have already gotten a second season. So obviously the way we felt about the show was not the way producers felt about the show. But to me, 16 and 22 felt like, it didn't feel much different than like 22 and 40 something. Like, even though I know like there's an age of accountability that you can, be, I just don't feel like, where is Mo? Where is Mo? Well, hold on, y'all. Let me call. Where is Mo? What is happening? We are 12 minutes in, sir. I don't want to get too deep into this conversation with about Brandy and Wanya without him. I saw that. I saw an interview with Charlemagne talking to Wanya, and it was unsettling. But again, like you guys said, it was a lot different back then. Like, things that flew back then would not fly today, or people would be like, wait a minute. But what's crazy to me is the entire entertainment industry was full of inappropriate relationships like that. Full of it. Like, there's so many relationships in the entertainment industry where the young woman was way too young, in my opinion. Even like, and not just urban, but even like Celine Dion. Celine Dion was 13 when the guy that was her Renee ended up managing her. Okay, here we go. Like, what? I was like, where did you go?
Yo.
Okay. You still can't hear me?
I still can't. It's still not on. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but when I unplugged all that stuff yesterday, but it was just working just fine. I'm going to do it the regular way. They're just going to be complaining that they can't hear me. So.
Okay, well,
I'm going to log out and come back in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Elvis too wears a juice. Specific, yeah, that Celine Dion relationship was crazy. And you know what's worse is that I understand the man passed away. I mean, he was so much older than her. He was a grown man. She was 13. After she turned 18, they got married. But there's no way you marry an 18-year-old that you have been managing since she was 13 and you haven't crossed the line. Mariah Carey and Tommy Mottola, definitely. I wonder how old Mariah Carey was. Mo may know because he knows a lot of musical facts. I wonder how old Mariah Carey was when she married Tommy Mottola. She probably was in her early 20s. But curious to know what the attraction was. PRMB, I think the attraction probably, do you mean with Brandy and Wanya? With Brandy and Wanya, I would assume that the attraction was the fact that he was in this group, because I got to acknowledge that when you are an artist at that level, like we just talked about with Brandy, she had a Barbie doll. She was on television. Kobe Bryant took her to her prom. Like, she was such a huge star. So she was in a bubble. She probably just wasn't able to interact with kids. She was being taught by a tutor. She wasn't just in school with kids her age. So probably meeting someone like Wanya, who was also an artist, and who was in a group and who could sing. But I'm assuming that was the attraction, the fact that it was access. It was someone that, you know, he could really sing. She was very much very talented vocally. So, and then, you know, when you're young, older is always like the idea of someone that's more mature is usually attractive, you know, and 22 isn't like a nasty old man. It's definitely a man, but I mean, he wasn't, you know, so old that she probably wasn't attracted to him. I think 16 and 22 means the 16-year-old should be attracted to the 22-year-old, but the 22-year-old should not be attracted to the 16-year-old, right? That's unfortunate. What was really unfortunate, and I don't know where Mo went again. What was really unfortunate is this during this conversation that was on, you know, the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. Charlemagne ask him, was he intimate with her while she was really young? And he says, no, she was like 16 or 17. That is young. And he did not even realize that was wrong. And it was really, really a cringe moment. Like 16 is not, Charlemagne was like, well, she was like 15. He was like, no, she wasn't like that. She was like 16. Dude, that's 1 year. And if you mess with her at 16, then you probably were talking to her and planting seeds and doing inappropriate things at 15. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I don't know where Mo is. I don't know what's going on. I do not understand what is happening. Whoa, he's gone totally now. My God. But yeah, I think it's horrible. Now, let me ask you this. Teddy Riley just married a woman 20 years. I'm telling you, it's a big men with money and power tend to do that. PRMB, that's a great question. What did her parents say? I'm wondering because in order for, and no, Charlemagne did not. They laughed, Druzy. They didn't challenge. They kind of laughed about it. What are you talking? Linda, are you talking about? Can I send Mo a link to join? He has a link. I don't know what's going on. I think he's trying to fix his microphone, but I think he should just get on and we'll fix it the other way later. But I hope he just jumps on and y'all just, you know, it'll be okay if the microphone, he has the B mic because it's set up, but it'll be fine for today. It'll be better than this. But Edna says the thing is, some states you could get married at 14 or 15 years old. That's true. That's very true. And I think in a lot of states you can do it with the parental consent, but I don't understand why that's even allowed. Like even with the parental consent, why are we allowing that? Yeah. And see, I don't see where's the juice. That's a problem. That's a problem. That statement is a problem to say. They say Brandy was kind of wild back in the day. So you can't say that because a 15, 16-year-old cannot be wild. I mean, they can, but that does not matter. A 22-year-old, they are still a child. 22-year-old is the one that needs to be in trouble, not the 6. You cannot say that. And that idea and that way of speaking is a problem.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Nah, now I'm on my regular phone. I'm not on my iPhone, so
it's okay. Hey,
no, but I don't know how clear it is, y'all. iPhone people be complaining about Android, so
it's clear. We can hear you very clear. We're just glad that you're here. All right, now
I was hearing some of the Wanye Brandy situation, and let me clear something up for people. Nobody was mad until he left her for Adina Howard. So let's get that, the industry people. So let's get that out the way. Her mother, Sylvia Rome, none of them was mad until he left her for Adina Howard. And then Adina Howard got dropped. So when they do that, and I'm not saying it's not wrong, because I do believe the age thing was wrong, but people forget that part.
Well, I don't think they were mad. I don't think they were mad. They were mad because she was brokenhearted.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, but my thing is like, it was wrong from the beginning. It shouldn't have happened.
Do you have
And
on
people
2 chains with your pajamas?
say what?
Do you have on 2 chains with your pajamas?
I do. I have on jewelry every time with my pajamas.
I don't think I've ever seen the chains. Are you so? Is that a part of your? Is that a part of your pajama? Are you, I mean, so you're gonna lay down with the chains on? What's happening?
Well, I had the chains on before I threw on the pajamas. I just never took them off. But if y'all would like for me to take them off, I can.
No, I just wondered. Did you take you got home, you took a shower, and put your
No,
pajamas?
because I was rushing. I was going to keep on what I had on. But last Friday, I didn't have no pajamas. I got jeans on. I just threw on the pajama top.
Okay.
If y'all really want to know. So that's why you get me to expose all my shit. I am Pajama Moe on Fridays. Let me do me.
I was like,
this is what I'm glad we're doing it. This is what happens. People pry too much. Just leave it alone.
No.
You don't need to know the backstory on why I do whatever I do. Just let me do it.
No, I needed to know if you.
No. You wanted to know. You never need to know.
I needed to know if you got in the shower and then got out and put on 2 chains.
Let me tell you something. Today was my day off, right? Okay. So I've been running around. I done went to the mall twice, had to bring something back. I've been ripping and running all day. I've also went to, I got to talk to you about that. I tried to call you from there. I was at Milk and Honey earlier. I'll tell you about that. A few things. I've been ripping and running, and I came and I took off my regular shirt, which is right there, and I just threw on the pajama top.
Okay. I just needed to know.
No. That's the thing. You didn't need to know. You wanted to know.
If you got in the shower and
unless you're going to jail, unless it's jail or death, you never need to know.
I mean, that's an opinion. But if you got out of the shower and put on 2 chains.
Well, here's the thing. My jewelry is real. I can go in there with 2 chains in the shower. Let's get to that. If we're going to talk that.
I wasn't even talking about that. It's just the
idea.
But
what I'm saying is I could shower with the chains on.
But would you be doing that?
Nah, I probably wouldn't. Depends on where I'm showering. I might not want to leave my jewelry on her table. I don't know. But nah, I came in, I switched shirts out because I wasn't Pajama Moe last Friday. If you do the research, check last Friday.
Yeah, I did remember.
And I didn't want to do it again. So here we are.
All right. So he's pajama. He's 2 chain Pajama Moe. 2 chains, not 1, 2 chains on Friday. All right. So let's talk about. So you said that the mom was okay and everybody was okay until he broke up with Brandy. Now, in that interview, they asked him, did he leave her for another woman? And he said, you can't leave somebody unless they did something to make you leave them, which I thought was ridiculous. Again, you're talking about a 16 or 17-year-old, and Adina Howard was a grown woman at that time.
Right. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, no one's really going to know everything. But like you said, I just think it's funny 30 years later, more than
everything from the 90s.
Like, no, I mean, it's what I said before. It's the knocking the nose off the Sphinx. Like when you go back to do history and you find out the greatest this, the greatest that, and then you'll be able to dispute it. Well, they did this. They eventually it'll be Michael Jordan. You know, that's the reason why, you know, we look at the greatest basketball player of all times and all the brothers who played and their contributions to basketball, but the logo was a white man. You know what I'm saying? And they're never going to change that. They're going to remind you, you'll never be the king of the hill. You might, you know what I'm saying? So whether it's the America's dad, they're going to put a black, you think that the country is going to go move forward and down in history as a black man being America's dad? Black America, maybe, but not America. So I just see these things that I'm going back to. That's why there's no more black music executives or even boutique labels no more. man, you're gonna reach the ceiling, and they're gonna change this shit around, and we ain't gonna let you continue to do that. That's what I just personally think. So with him and people going back with these stories, I think they should have been on his ass in the first place. It should have never even went this far.
Yeah, it shouldn't. But like I was saying, there's a culture in the music industry of, and that just not even the music industry, it's entertainment, of very, very young women and older men. That's a very accepted dynamic in entertainment. And what's crazy is like, it's okay as long as he's successful. Nobody says anything. I don't know.
Or until he doesn't want her anymore and he trades her in.
Well, I'm not going to say that. That's what you said.
No, what I'm saying is they're cool with it until he decides he doesn't want to, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to do it anymore. Then he's the bad guy. He was the bad guy before then. We shouldn't be accepting the culture in the first place, my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that part. But I think even like with like R. Kelly and Aaliyah, because all of us at that point, all of us sat down there and watched. We all saw R. Kelly and Aaliyah. Not that we could do anything about it, but everybody saw R. Kelly and Aaliyah sit down on that couch for 106 in Park, and she was, age ain't nothing but a number, going down ain't nothing but a thing. Like, we all saw that. And I remember thinking as a kid, like, that's kind of weird, but it wasn't up to me to know that that was wrong. But this, I mean, they were in plain sight. They're hugged up at 15, 16, and 22. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy. But like I said, I think each of them, the parents let it happen. That's true. Poor Sonia. She is now, you know what's crazy? She is now coming out and also defending Ray J with the Kim Kardashian thing. Y'all should have said something about that a long time ago.
I don't want to hear it now. That's the thing. Like, it's too late now.
It is
like, why now? That's the part that bothers me. Like, I don't know if some contract is up or whatever the case, but why after the fact when nothing can be done? She's a billionaire now. Like, why did the power? Like, I don't know what's the mama name?
Sonia Norwood?
No, the other mama.
Chris.
I don't know Chris's power. You know, I don't know what that is, but like when we double back after the fact that the damage is done, everybody, what was that when your son was on the tape?
When it first came out. Well, I would say even this. When was it when Kim Kardashian and her sisters stole from Brandy? When they were Brandy's stylists and they stole.
She ain't had no name then.
She didn't. She was just Robert Kardashian's daughter, and Robert Kardashian was the infamous lawyer that represented O.J. Simpson.
What? Oh, not only that, she was just the chick that was hanging out with Paris Hilton. People forget that. She was like Paris Hilton, Nikki, and then her somewhere down the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Paris and what's the girl's name? That
Nicole Richie.
Yeah. Well, I just don't understand that. Linda Violet says, I had a 25-year-old boyfriend when I was 17. I was dating a 26-year-old when I was 16. Like, it's not good. I mean, but that was accepted, and girls are not going to know that it's wrong, but the culture was saying it was okay. And it's not the only one. There was what was that Roxanne Shante story where she showed how she was with a much older man, got pregnant by him. Like, everybody was okay with this stuff. And now in this culture today, everybody wants to shame, but it's not. I agree, men at 22 are not really grown in their minds, but it's still too much. It's still too mature for 15 years.
But here's the thing. But as long as it's working, people are cool with it. See, the hit, if she's doing that and there's a hit record, he's making sure she goes to the studio, making sure there's a situation. There's a couple here in Atlanta. I'm not going to say their name, but Christal knows who they are. And for a long time, people didn't even know they were married, right? But and someone I was in the studio they they worked out of. They weren't there, and there was a poster of them, and the conversation came up, and they was like, you know why he's there, and they snatch up women like that? He said because younger women, because this guy's older than this woman.
Mm-hmm.
They got kids and married and everything now. A lot of cheating allegations and all that, babies. So he was like, because he's going to make sure she goes to the studio, she stays on her business. If you ever seen some women, I want to preference this by saying some women in the recording studio, when they got boyfriends that are not in this business, they become heavily distracted by the jealous boyfriend. They don't stay focused. Right before they go in the control booth, they can't get it together. They start canceling. But he's going to make sure, you know, if you think about it, what I heard Ike was the same way. They're going to make sure that she's going to do what she's supposed to do. They're going to make sure she's on time. They're going to make sure. And it's almost like a pimp HO situation.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, but that's what I heard. That's how that dynamic works. They're going to make sure she stays on point and not be distracted by the BS.
I had a guy tell me there was a manager that he would not manage a girl that he was not sleeping with because he would be able to stay in her, control her.
This is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is so sad. I don't like this. Tammy says it's happening. It happens in the military. Also, she said I saw soldiers get charged with statutory 8 only when the girl got pregnant. So people knew about it beforehand. Whoa. And did not tell and there was no issue. And I've heard that about the military as well. I've heard women that were part of the military say that there's a lot of SA.
Yeah, and, I did hear that.
Well, I think predatory behavior happens in every industry where there is a power dynamic. Anytime you have someone in power and someone is not in power, I don't even know if it's male dominated. You guys, we see so many situations where, so I want to ask, do you guys think if the situation was reversed and it was because, you know, Chris Brown's manager, there was a situation with him and his manager that was much older, Tina Davis. Nobody says anything about that. How do we feel about that?
That was real? Hello?
Allegedly.
Okay, you froze for a second. I thought my phone was acting up again. Allegedly.
No,
Okay.
I'll say allegedly.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if I even bought that, but I did hear that.
Do we think that, are we upset if it's a woman and she's older woman and a younger man?
Y'all are not, apparently.
Why do you say that?
Even this show, when we talk about older women and girl, you gotta do what you get you a young man, girl. Guess what? You gotta go down to such and such. But
we're not talking about children, though.
I mean, we talk about mindset. Some of these women mature older than men. So if you take a man, if you're going to put it that way, if you take a man that's 21, he's probably actually about 18.
He's still a 21-year-old is still an adult, though.
No, I know that. But see, I'm glad you said that because that's a lot of these guys' idea of thinking when she's 21 and he's 35. He still thinks he has, because she's legal.
Yeah. I agree, but I'm thinking for women, I think that it would be okay. Let's talk about the 16 and 22. If the man was 16 and the woman was 22, I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I think that's a child. I think anything under 18, that person should be in trouble. That's a child. That's statutory 8. Now,
legally, that's statutory.
Depends on the location. Right?
You know what I'm saying? But you take that same person and, like I said, she's 22, he's 45. You're going to say he's taking advantage of that baby.
I agree with Linda. If my son, I would not be playing with no older woman with my son. That's not cool. I done talked to so many men that have said that they slept with their mother's friends or their aunts for like, no. I would fight for my daughter, and I also would fight for my son.
Yeah, we gotta keep it. If we're gonna do it, we gotta keep it all the way across the playing field. We can't like, nah, we're not doing that.
And I would say there are like, where's the juice earlier said he heard Brandy was wild.
No, I did hear that from.
I hate that.
No. I'm not saying it don't matter, but I'm just saying there's something to be. I don't know, and this is all alleged, but Wanye is not these people are not the first. You can go back. There's an interview with Fredro Starr that said something super disrespectful. I'm not even gonna repeat what he said, but for him to say that about Brandy and nobody bat an eyelash. See, this was before, I guess, social media was popping, but it was on social media. You can look it up, and there's dudes that come through. It's almost like the situation with the church girl, and she's very promiscuous. But because she's the pastor's daughter, no one wants to believe it. I mean, now it's a stereotype, but we don't know. You don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't matter what the girl is doing.
I
hate when we blame.
Nobody's blaming her, but we're saying she might be fast, and these dudes took advantage of that.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Fast. I have an issue with the whole fast thing. But I do think that I have a problem with men saying, well, she fast. Like,
we grew up hearing that. Those girls down the street are fast.
I know. And I'm saying that was toxic. That was very toxic. That idea of a child, because a lot of times, just like we were talking, that was not on the State of the Black Woman. It was State of the Black Woman when Navanya was explaining. If you guys haven't watched that conversation, please do. It's so good. At a certain age, if a girl start developing, and I know because I was that girl that started developing at 13, then it was like, damn, she know what she doing walking around like that. At 13, no the hell I didn't. And it is wait, let me finish this. When men say things like, she know what she got them baby making hips, and she out like that girl that was in the R. Kelly video, so many people said, well, she was fast. That girl looked like a child. Just because your body is developed does not mean your mind is. And there are a lot of men that will say things based on the way a girl's body develops, and it is disgusting. There are also a lot of men that will play on the fact that a young girl, not a woman, a young girl would want to have attention, positive attention. I remember when we were cheerleaders, grown men sitting down there looking at you. You don't realize that's wrong. You think, oh, they think I'm pretty because you're a child. But when they say things like that, it feels very assault-ish. I dealt with that a lot when I was in middle school and high school. I hate that. It is not about the girl being fast. It is about the man being inappropriate.
No, you're right on that side of it. You are 1,000% right based on how she looks. But I'm talking about women that act on the young ladies, my peers. I ain't talking about younger women. I'm talking about women who are my age, who are faster than me, showing me pubic hair, grinding on boys, doing these nasty. Those women, they exist. We're not talking about the ones that just stand there and their bodies are their bodies, and these dudes come in and look at them. And I'm not talking about the wolves. I'm talking about this girl is my age, and
that's
maybe no, but that's the woman I'm talking about. I think we're talking about two different women, but I'm saying they exist.
I'm talking about them saying Brandy was fast. If Brandy was quote unquote fast at 16, a 22-year-old should be so mentally ahead of that he should not. That shouldn't even be an issue. That's not a like a 16-year-old should not be fast to a 25, 30-year-old. That's disgusting. 22-year-old even. That's
No,
not.
you're what? I believe he shouldn't even be in her face, but neither should she. I don't care you like attention or you want this thing from an older man. Stay out that man, because that's what I used to hear. Stay out that man's face. Hey, come over here. Stay out that. And then you, what are you doing over there? You know how low she. I've seen these arguments in the projects for real, in real time. Hey, what are you doing? You know you wrong, and get in the house.
Yeah.
You get in the house, and what are you doing talking to her? You know how low she is. I've seen that.
That's true. That's true. But the person that should go to jail or be in trouble is the person that's the adult. I agree.
1,000%.
Now, if that's your daughter, you take a switch to her behind or yoke her up, right? I'm not saying that, but it's not. I think a lot of times the victim is blamed so often, and for women, specifically women of color, how they're built is always weaponized against them. I definitely
I believe that.
Because I'm telling you, I was the most innocent kid, and I would feel so uncomfortable and self-conscious because when you're a girl, you don't know. You go to sleep and wake up one day, and all of a sudden your hormones are kicked in, and you got hips in the butt, and you're no different mentally. And when men start to respond to you differently, it can be very intimidating. And I don't think women.
So what happens when it's her peers?
Well, my peers would be like, they'll hit you on the butt and you turn around and slap them. But it's not the same with a peer. I'm talking about a kid in middle school and a grown man is like, damn, do you know how scary that is? I was not scared of the guys I went to school with. I wasn't scared of my peers. I damn sure wouldn't have been scared of you. Shut up. Get away from me. I would try to beat up a guy my age, slap their hands or grab them.
Oh, you say, time out.
I'm saying I would not have been afraid of you, obviously.
Me?
No.
You just said me twice.
I said if we were in school together and you said something, I would not have been afraid of you. I would have think I could have turned around and popped you or something.
Here we go with the bullshit, y'all.
I have a paddle.
What the fuck? How I get thrown in the bed? I'm defending you.
I'm just saying, you said, what about peers? I'm like, I would not have been.
I'm just saying, if I get it, but that makes me feel, don't put me, I wasn't even like that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think that peers are the problem. It is the men that are the problem. Peers can, but when in my school,
I know some peers dudes that were the problem, and they were just, I don't know what was going on in these people's households, but.
Well, Joda, I agree. She says, why is it when girls that age start chasing the older men, they are seen as fast, where the boys the same age getting knocked down by their mama's friends are seen as cool? The double standards. Yes, and I will tell y'all something else. Boys, I remember I was talking about this with one of my old friends from back home. I taught when I was 24. I got a job teaching at not teaching, but I worked for a nonprofit, and they had a service learning component. So I would go to a high school and teach a class once a week on service learning. Now, I was 24 with 2 kids and a husband. And those little high school boys were, as what we would call, quote unquote, mannish as heck. Miss Christal, can I come sit in the front? I want to sit in the front now that you're like, they were extremely, and it was a mixed school. So I had little white boys and black boys, and they were so flirtatious, very inappropriate. I would constantly be having to check them.
So it's a male problem. You just went from old males to young males, and we all got it.
No, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is if I had taken them up on their offer, I would have been wrong. I was 24. I knew that those 17, 18-year-olds, they were seniors. I had no business entertaining what they were saying. I would not have. I saw them as little kids, even though I was not really that much older than they were.
And that's how they start justifying it. After their phone get dry, them older women that you hear, happens a lot in Florida for some reason. I don't know what's going on in Florida or in the Midwest. Don't really happen in the Northeast and out West. But in the Midwest and in Florida, it seems to happen a lot where they find the teacher sleeping with the student, and it'd be the female teacher. You'd be like, what?
It has gone on for years. It has gone on for years on both in both ways. Because
Some of the women look all right. I mean, as far as Caucasian people go, but I'm always shocked. I'd be like, what?
I remember the guy that moved me. The guy that moved me was a very, very attractive little young man, and he was very mannish. And he was like in school. He slept with his teacher, and the teacher got fired. I think she did some jail time. And do you know that teacher still deals with him years later? Like that, it's crazy. She went to jail.
But see, you know how crazy I would sound if I got on here and said that young lady was good. I can't say no shit like that.
Well, I mean, he was 24, so he wasn't like, I just think he was very attractive. You could say she was attractive.
Young lady, she was a very attractive young lady. I couldn't, man, that'd kill me on this thing.
There's not a special guest tonight, PR Envy, but we are going to talk about, in fact, we're going to pivot right now. We're going to talk about our interview.
PR Envy, you are the special guest. Come on down. Stop.
Come on down, PR. We haven't seen you in a while.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about the conversation with Ken. If you guys missed it, which I don't think many of you did, some of you may have, we had Ken on as Ken from Love and Marriage Huntsville was our guest on Wednesday. And like I was saying when you were gone, Mo, the ladies really liked Ken.
Yeah, I was listening.
The ladies really like Ken. I was looking at the comments on Instagram.
Y'all wasn't showing that kind of love when the show was, but y'all showing it now. Good for Ken, man.
They were really loving Ken. They were loving Ken. So let's talk about the interview. First of all, I want to say, Ken, we reached, I talked to Ken on social, and he was very easy to work with, agreed to come down, even said he would come in to do the interview in studio, did not want to do it on social. Christal, you was giving him a pass. He was love bombing. How was he love bombing, Edna? You tell, what was he?
I did hear that. Somebody else told me, DM me that, and like, why y'all didn't? I was like, somebody said I have a romance.
Yeah. Like, so are y'all saying that Ken was love bombing Trish? And that was why the relationship went bad? Is that what you guys saying? I'm trying to understand and explain what the love bombing was. I will say this, and I'll let Mo go first, because people say that they had a bromance. And Mo, we talked with Ken a little bit before we did the interview. And
so what happens is it's me and it's a lot of females on that subscribe and watch this channel, right?
Right.
So when I finally get a brother that do come on, and a lot of times we share the same sentiments, same idea of thinking a lot of times. So when you see me, I'll be like, that's what I finally, because if I say it, it could just sound like it's just me, whether it's a private conversation. A lot of times these are private conversations me and Christal had a million times. And then I'm finally, and I don't want to seem like I'm crazy or it's just me. So when a guy comes on and he's saying the stuff that I've been saying for years, it feels good. It validates what I was saying. And it's not just me. And it's not just Christal, it's just women in general on this channel, so on and so forth. So when you see me be like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's what you're hearing. But the bromance thing was funny.
They were like, Mo keeps saying,
Yeah, because he's saying what I've been thinking. A lot of us do.
What in particular? I'm sorry. I had a long day. I'm sorry for yawning. What in particular did you agree with so much with Ken? Because you guys, we started this. We asked a question about men who are with women who have gone through who may have gone through a lot of other men in their past, or have a lot of baggage and trauma, and the man that they end up with, or by the time that man gets there, they're that guy ends up having to deal with all their past. And Ken definitely, said that was a true statement. Mo said that was a true statement. That was a social media post that we looked at. Basically, it was saying, once a woman goes through all her her she goes through a lot of different men. Then she decides that she wants to settle down and she wants that man to take her seriously. But she gave the other guys a pass. Am I explaining that correctly, Mo?
Yes, for the most part, yes. And let me just say this. It's not that it doesn't happen on the other end. Because I know the lady's going to be like, well, once a player settles down, he gets older, I have to deal with his ED, and he didn't have ED with those other ladies. I know that's going to come up. So let's just get that out the way. We're focusing on the men to women. Let's just have the floor for this, because I know that's going to come up. But it feels like that, whether it's the kids, whether it's it really is okay if you have someone that's married. I think you and I debate on this a lot. Who gets on faster? You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like as far as after a breakup. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I believe it's men a lot of times, because whether it's our peers, we gotta push forward, especially if you're gonna live. Like it's nobody, like I know women, she can go stay with her girlfriend and her girlfriends gather around, take her to brunch, they got her. We don't have those support systems like that. Ken was talking about his friend group, and those guys, I guess they trade information and listen to each other, and that's sort of a support group, but that's not the norm.
Yeah.
Men still gotta get up, go to work. We can't we don't want to seem weak to any other men, so we have to push forward and act like nothing never happened, because the bills got to get paid. We're not allowed to do that. So, but in the situation, you're with a young lady, and let's say this has happened to me she's been divorced twice.
Okay.
By two cheaters, whatever it is. Maybe she was young, didn't realize, got older, got married again, and she got this baby daddy, and both of the kids are in school. I show up. Similar to Ken's situation, is it? I show up. I am willing to, I have no kids. I am willing to come in but you got to give me that respect, especially if they have boys. It's way more harder to enter a woman's life when she has boys than when she has girls. Y'all might not believe that, but it's true. So you come into...
Have you experienced that? Have you experienced that?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Just to the fact of, you don't get the boy, the title, the man ain't going nowhere. And it's almost like that's her man. And he'll put up with everything, and she'll deal with everything. And then the man will be wrong because he's trying to be the man in the situation. Opposed to just, he's just there. Because that's when it starts to feel like, I'm just there to help you with this stuff. I'm not there to actually contribute to this young man's upbringing, other than finances. If I say something or check him, I'm wrong. I know a lot of dudes that I know dudes that don't deal with women that have sons because of that reason. Especially if they got one son. That's the worst.
So what did you think about, Ken said that he actually told Trisha's son that he was the man of the house. What did you think about that? Because I thought that was interesting. He really deferred to her son a lot. Let me just ask you a question, because I know you can see through BS pretty good. Yeah. Do you think Ken BS'd us at all on that interview?
Yeah, I think most men do on this show. That's why I'm here. But here's the thing, and I want to set this up. I don't think he BS us in the sense that I think Ken, explain to us before we got on camera, his background, and he appreciates family, and he growing up in that uncle's grandfather, father. I think his biological father, something happened, but the stepfather, then a stand-up man came in, dope. And I think that's what he rolls with, and that's embedded in him. He wants that. Right. Sometimes I think you want that to the point where you force that. in situations that don't present itself to be a healthy one for you.
Yeah.
But there's an opportunity, and you're getting older. I think Ken said it'd be 40 coming up.
40,
and
yeah.
you will force that when it
yeah.
Huh?
I kind of feel like he forced it.
And the reason why I say that is because, like, you know, you don't want to seem like the bad guy, because in some cases he was painted as kind of like the sucker on the show. So I think you're gonna put a little extra on it when you come on here, and not extra, but I think he has some choice words, and I don't think it's always I'm gonna respect the woman and da da da, and I'm not gonna. I think you know to say that because it sounds good, and I don't think he's meant to be disrespectful to her.
No,
but obviously
he did not. He definitely went out of his way to be extremely respectful and did not say anything negative about her, which I appreciated. I'm gonna play this clip for y'all.
No, I don't. Because somebody say you didn't call him out. It was not. I let him talk, and then I analyzed stuff. He didn't say anything like, I don't mean bullshit like he was bullshit on that. I can't really get into it, but he kind of contradicted himself on something. That's the only thing I saw. And me and Christal already talked about that. Am I right, Christal? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello? I'm trying to pull that clip.
But it was just he said something at the end when we asked him about his status, but then he had said something. It's all on camera, but I didn't put it together at the end. It wasn't nothing major. I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah. It was, and I don't even want to blow a spot up yet because of the situation, and it wasn't big. But I will say, I did keep asking him, like, why were you open to doing all that, right? Why would you and he did a couple things. He defended dating somebody that is married by saying that all Black people do that. And I told him that's not true. That's not true. All Black people do not. I hate when we put things on race like it makes it right. We don't all do that. Now, I understand he kept saying Huntsville is small, but there's nothing wrong with boundaries. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want to do that. There's also nothing wrong with saying, I did this, and this is why I'm not going to do it again. So he did acknowledge that he and Trish should not have been together, but he acted like all Black people don't take the actual marriage boundaries seriously. I'm going to play this clip from the interview. This is basically him giving clarity on the relationship with him and Trish. What is the status of your relationship with Trish?
So, I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but I haven't signed my contract. I'm single.
Okay.
I'm a single man. Been single for a few months now.
A few months?
Well,
how many months?
It's been all of 2026.
3 months? So 4 months?
We going into 4 months.
Today is the first.
3 months and 1 day. Ken, are you going
first?
But have you guys been broken up before for this amount of time?
No, so we've never broken up this long. This is actually a real breakup. And I want to say Trisha's a great person.
Okay.
I'm not going.
I love that.
It's nothing. I have nothing against her. I feel like relationships can be great. Some, don't reach the potential that they could be, and I just think that's what we got. Is what I was saying earlier. I think it was just a lot of unhealed situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to speak on the other person, but
that person is wild.
That Trump, just sitting in the middle and seeing some of the things that she had to go through mentally. Yeah, I actually understood her and where she was coming from.
Okay.
My problem is I didn't feel like it was fair for me to have to, have to try to navigate.
So that's him explaining.
You didn't have to try to navigate, as what's the name said on way. You didn't have to do anything. You could have just left it.
But I also want to make it clear that one of the things that he said about why he chose to do that is because, as Mo would say, Trish just had his number. She is somebody that he is extremely attracted to. He was like, when he saw her, he was very attracted. And so that, you know, he did acknowledge that you do a lot more and you be a lot more patient when the person is your ideal physically.
Damn, you're right about that. I mean, we always talk about that, but I didn't even think about this and that, but you're right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he said that. Another thing that he said is that, you know, he said, and I want to ask you, did you agree with it? Do you think he told us the truth on this? We asked him about not just the D. We also asked about the DMs, but we'll get to that. But we asked him, were he and Trish flirting before she was divorced or she was separated from Marquez? And he alleges that there was no real flirting, and that Marquez was just paranoid. But that's hard for me to believe.
And you said it. And that was the thing. Like, nah, I believe he was flirting. He was throwing stuff out there and she was responding. Now, I don't think they might not have done anything until then, but the flirtatious energy and the gym and, you know, when they talk about don't ever date certain people, truck drivers, oh, my bad. Whatever. The personal trainers is at the top of the list.
They are.
And I know some personal trainers, and when you hear their stories, you be like, yeah, my woman is never going to get a male personal.
No, that should not. I mean, I wouldn't even, I don't even think anybody should do that. But he said that Marquez was suspicious. And I said to him, because he knows.
He was right.
He turned out white. He know his wife. I was talking to this guy and he said that his wife did not like him around this one woman because his wife said, I can tell you like her. And I said, let me tell you something. When you've been with a person a long time, you know them. And you know when you can tell when they are attracted to somebody, you know their energy, you know that. So the fact that he pinpointed Ken as the one that she would be dealing with, and then it ended up happening.
Then what did you say? You said to Ken, he was right.
He was right. We also asked him about the Martell, and Ken said it didn't bother him about her and Martell. So
because what was before him is before him.
Right, he says before him. So to me, that suggested that it confirmed that there was some interaction between Trish and Martell, because he didn't say nothing even happened. He acknowledged that Trish lied and it made her look crazy, but he was like, I don't care about what happened before me. And there are some men that feel like that. There are also a lot of men who don't like the fact that you don't have me around somebody in their face and not tell me.
That part.
Yeah. So, but he didn't seem to care. He said that Huntsville is very small. And so the likelihood of them all running into women that they had in common was a likely thing.
I meant to ask him about the little chick I know out there. Hey, you know this broad? But she was somebody, but that don't mean nothing. But
obviously. Edna says he was a jealous man. Do you think that, did you get the feeling that Ken was jealous?
I didn't get that. Nope, I didn't get that. If he was jealous, he would have been all on the Martell situation. No, the baby, I don't get that. I don't put that on. I don't believe.
I didn't get that he was jealous. This is what I did get. I get that he kept acting like he wasn't upset by the Marquez thing. And I think it was building. And I told him that, like, when you passive aggressive about stuff, I don't care. I don't mind. I'll do this. I'll do that. Then all of a sudden you explode. It's because you should have checked it when it first started bothering you.
But to me, that's less about him and more about her. I don't think that has nothing to do with Marquez. I think he knows he's up on him.
It doesn't have nothing to do with Marquez. It has to do with Trish and Ken.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, with the way, first of all, Trish and Marquez were not divorced. You giving him gas money to come see his kids. You are.
What jealous man gonna do that?
Yeah. And She says, go look at the therapy session with him and Trish. She said well, Trish was caught in quite a few untruths. And I do believe him when he said Trish is the type that would lie about something that wasn't even important. So that makes me feel like if you're lying to me about stuff that's not even important, you will for damn sure lie about things that are. So,
but did Trish say he was jealous? Because
I guess so.
Because that would be deflection to me. If I'm telling you to handle your business, or I'm following up on the business that you say you're going to handle,
right?
And it's not being done, and then this dude keeps popping up. I'm not necessarily worried about him, but I tell you, hey, fix that and fix this. You will put it on jealousy to deflect from you not handling your business.
That's true. But see, this is the thing. I agree. Drudy says her relationship with Marquez was a huge issue for him. He wanted to be seen as a good guy, but that got to him. This is the thing. You didn't even have to be it. Once you accepted being in a situation with someone who just hadn't gotten around to filing their divorce papers, and you guys were constantly going back and forth over the divorce papers, and then the husband shows up and is a problem. This is all proof of why you should not be dealing with somebody that's still married. It's like, yeah, you're making an excuse for it, but this is all proof. And he did take accountability. I did like that about him. He took accountability and he said, looking back on it, he should not have, there were things that he could tell, and he should not have dealt with somebody that was still married. Yeah.
There it is. And when you, in the beginning, and I don't know if this happened, but I know people will sell you on their not with their ex is completely over, because you don't know what space you find them in. You might find them in a lonely space in their life, you know what I'm saying, lonely state, and they want company, they want all the things in a relationship, but because they miss it and they know they're not supposed to be with the other person, or they don't want to be.
Yeah.
And then after a while, they'll sell you on the idea that person is never coming back around. It's over with. And perhaps this was one of those situations. And then when it didn't go long, then it starts to be like, well, he's jealous or he's that. Nah, I'm going on based on what you showed me and what you told me in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Lakeisha says, was Ken jealous, or did he know who Trish was because she cheated on her husband with him? He knew what he did.
There it is.
I think Ken was the man in the situation that many women find themselves in, believing cheaters. I agree. I agree with Lakeisha. I think that when you settle for something that you know you shouldn't have, then you kind of be mad at yourself and you can take it out on the other person. Yeah.
I broke up with somebody because of that. I felt like it was going to haunt me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I can't go further, because if I start hearing the excuses that I knew you were giving him and we talked about, then it's gonna, oh man, that'll kill. Nah.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Edna has a good point. She says Trish also said she didn't understand how the show worked. She was thinking Martell didn't want her to say he knew her. But this is the crazy thing about that. Do y'all remember that scene where Trish said, I mean, it's Martell. I mean, I would definitely have said I've been with Martell. She made it seem like Martell was a prize. I just feel like, and I asked Ken, there were several things that Trish did that made me feel like she played him. And I feel like he's a good dude and did not necessarily want to acknowledge that. I think, all guys have have an ego, and I don't think he wants to acknowledge that, because she said quite a few things, even when she was saying that she didn't really want to get married. He said they made it seem like he wanted to get married and she didn't, but she would be talking like, I don't know, I'm not ready for that. Like she was kind of playing in his face a little bit.
A lot of it.
Yeah. And you know why it is? I think it's because she knows that she's Ken's type. I think when you know that you got that person locked down, if you're not,
they will do everything to you. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, they know. She knew she had his number, and she took advantage of that because she knew he was always going to be there. I'm not even 100% sure that they won't get back together. I know what he's saying. They've been split up since January. He, seems to have moved on, but I don't believe that I believe he still cares about her. I think he's angry.
I do too.
I think you're right, Lakeisha. She says Martell was still married to Mel when Trish was entangled with I 100%. Because y'all know when she came on here, she lied about that. How you didn't know? Remember when Melody was asking her about the house?
Yeah. Right. Which house? Right.
I think that's why she was lying. Not because she cared about Ken, because she obviously liked the validation of being seen as one of Martell's chicks. She just knew that that Martell's ex was gonna come for her because she was over there, and she was like, both of us were going through the same thing. Yeah, both of y'all was married. Both of y'all was married and all some other stuff. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. Druzy said Trish has a very distant relationship with honesty. I think everybody saw that. She needs to just say, hey, I do think that Ken said that she went through some deep trauma, losing her parents and her sister all within a short period of time. And it has brought out a side of her, perhaps, that is very defensive and is not trusting of anybody. But that does not negate the fact that she was caught in numerous lies. And I don't think that I don't think she appreciated the man Ken was. Now, according to Kim, he was paying all the bills. And he was definitely looking out for her kids. Like, we saw that on the show. And everybody said that. But I don't think she appreciated any of that. And there are a lot of people, specifically women, that will dog out a good guy and be running after the toxic guy. And I feel like I feel like she would do that.
But you can't rush a family. You can't rush, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't rush that family dynamic. That's something that grows. You can't just come in and be it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah. Popcorn said, Pop26 says, I've always thought a relationship isn't done until the woman is fully done. If she wants him back, then for the most part, she can get him back.
You know what? I mean, in some cases, depends on what lines will cross, but usually women, it depends.
It depends. I definitely think that Trish could get him back. I think he's angry right now, and he probably is distracted.
As he should be.
Right. But I do think that because he's so attracted to her and he had so much positive to say about her, as far as her look and how that makes me feel like they probably had a really good intimate life.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because of the way he was talking about her. Usually guys are talking like that if they like the way you look and they like the way it feels.
That's fair.
Maybe she turned him out.
I don't know about that, but maybe she does something he liked. That's all.
I'm just saying, but for him to be doing all that.
When you make that connection, connect those two dots, where I like the way she looks and I like our intimate life, it's a hell of a combination for a man. She might do everything else wrong, but she'll stay way too longer than he's supposed to just on those two things.
I think that's what happened, because he was doing a lot and he stayed.
It's a lot of muscle involved.
It's a lot of
muscle. It's a lot of muscular.
But that's between the two people. Yeah. Mo said y'all are a strong couple. I don't know if he picked that up, but he was like, y'all are a strong couple. But overall, I enjoyed the interview. Who would you want to interview next? I know that I did an interview with Stormy, and I'm going to release that this coming week. Stormy,
I'm not going to lie. Martell and the one brother. Maurice. Martell and Maurice. I would like to interview them.
I think we would have fun. We would have fun with Martell.
Oh, 1,000%.
We would have fun with Martell. Let me ask you one thing before we move off of this and get to our questions. Do you think that because you guys both agreed that Martell, out of the three, Maurice, Martell, and Marceau, do you guys think that Martell is the realest one? Because that's what Ken and Moe kind of came to the conclusion of. That out of that he's the one that actually like is the most like the realest ninja out of all three.
You know how men know that, and know how women should know that, and this could be your BS detector, ladies. If you like everything you're hearing, chances are it's BS. When a man's being honest and you're gonna hear some things you don't like, a lot of times that's I'm saying that's coming from a real place. He's being honest. If you hear everything you like, you be like, yo.
Yeah, I do agree. He would not like me, but I think he would like Moe. I already know that Martell would not gel with me well. But he would definitely like Moe. So we'll see. We'll see who's next. We've had Destiny this season and Ken. We'll see who comes next. But let's get to our questions of the day. First question is, who is harder to please, men or women? What say you in the chat? Who's harder to please?
Woo! The fact that this is even a question is hilarious, but let's get to it. Let's get to it. Who do you think? Keep it real. Think about your girl. Forget even dating scenarios. Just even your homegirls, family members. This is bigger than just dating. Let's be clear.
All right, I'm gonna keep it real. I have to say women.
Thank you, Christal XO. Thank you for keeping it real.
I have to say
two thumbs up.
I have to say women, guys, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have to say women because I know I'm gonna play this clip of this friend of mine they were actually a friend of mine is a owns an HVAC company. In case anybody has HVAC needs, our air conditioner in our house went out and they came and fixed it yesterday. But I've known him since middle school. I'm gonna play this clip, but he was explaining that in his opinion, women need excitement and security. And he explains what this is. But Mo, I want you to explain why you say that women are harder to please than men.
I can go from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. Smaller thing is just accommodations, right? Men don't we're not really tripping on a lot of things. Even in a restaurant, they get our money or order wrong. We'd be like, you know what, just keep it. We're just wait. The woman across it's not even her food. No. You're paying for this. So they go, sir, can you come over? They'd be like, yo, just it's whatever, man. But we are just simpler. It's a lot of stuff that we're not really tripping on. Even if it's not to our liking, we be like, look, these aren't the accommodations I ordered in this hotel, but we're here. We're just going to make the best of it. No, women going to write a letter. It's just a lot of stuff and complaining and about to get us kicked out. Man, and then to further in even the extreme, the older a man gets, the simpler he gets. But we're already simple. What do they say? Feed us, F us, and the other thing, that's it. Everything in between is like whatever.
That's not true. But it's not, because y'all like to say that y'all are simple, but men need a lot of nurturing, catering, ego stroking. And now, Linda, the crazy thing is, I think men actually gossip more. Men be talking, and they don't.
You know what? They talk to the one they love. Women talk to everybody.
Men talk too. They do there's a lot of pillow talking. A lot of pillow talking when it comes to men.
Yeah, but that's still his lady.
No, they talk. Are you kidding? Y'all talk to the side chicks. Y'all talk to the side chicks until
because his chick ain't listening.
We're not taking no excuses. We're taking accountability. I'm gonna play this clip and then we're gonna talk about this, about why, how a woman is either into security or excitement, and his explanation of all of it.
called security and excitement. My friend were having discussions about women, and we had this thing called security and excitement. You know, some women may be 70% security, 30% excitement, and then another woman might be 70% excitement, 30% security, quote unquote. And, you know, so the excitement could come from, you know, him being real handsome, really ultra masculine, you know, kind of a bad, whatever's going to be exciting to her. Money, traveling, he got his, you know, and then the security part, I guess, you know, it might be a boring, regular guy to, you know. So I think it just depends on the woman, you know.
So what kind of woman would you want? Rather one that was 70% excitement or 70% security?
Probably security, but I would want more of a balance, I guess. Because I'm old school, so I'm going to pay the bills anyway. I'm just going to do that regardless. You're not going to have to pay no bills. Even if you make more bread, we can use your money for, you know, investments, you know, vacation, businesses, whatever.
That's exactly what the guy said last night.
But that's just kind of me. I'm just more old school in that way.
Okay. Hey, you there said just lying, just making stuff up. What metric scale is this?
No, I mean, I understand that. Like, I get what he's saying. And that's, but it, like, I don't expect for you to understand because you're not on the other side of it. But on the other side of it, as a man, and you talk to enough women, even if they're friends, women get bored very easily. This is the excitement part. So you got to constantly be, especially with social media, because then you're competing with that and everybody else's trips and the things that they got for their birthdays and holidays. And you got to keep, like I always say, you keep them plates spinning. And sometimes those places are security, this, your job, and the other places keep her entertained and bored because women get bored way faster than men. Men kind of, especially over 45, men enjoy boredom. They want nothing to do. And that's a good day.
They don't want nothing to do, but they will look for excitement with a side chick.
No, I mean, because no. I'm talking about if you're a man, you're constantly working, you're tired, you go on vacation. The man doesn't, his idea of vacation is going to do nothing.
Yeah. Men don't have a lot of requirements outside of other women and and a lot of ego stroking, you know what I mean? But I think that it is okay. So Lakeisha has a question. If men don't like excitement, then why do y'all pursue the women with BBLs, bundles, implants, and go to strip clubs?
All those what you just said is stimulation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's short-lived. You know what I'm saying? I go to the woman, let's say I'm in a situation, I go to a woman's house, I'm in and out. I'm not making that my, you see what I'm saying? That's it. It's not a lifestyle. I'm not going to keep, it's that, it. You know what? They know what it is. They know what it is. And maybe you don't look like.
I like the fact that Jason explained that excitement was like how the man looked, maybe him being like ultra masculine. Because I when I was dating, I used to be attracted to like super ultra masculine, the idea of it, and then I learned that that's not really the reality of it. Like, who's posturing as masculine is not really who's masculine.
I'm glad you said that because was that today? One of these days I had it was yesterday, masculinity. They look at the physical as masculine. And I just went, wow, okay, oh, that makes it. And I'm like, wow, that's what they see. And I'm like, nah, there's some yeah, it's not always the case.
You're Christal, your husband's handsome. You can't say no. What? I can. I dated some that did that weren't, well, I went through a drought where I dated some people that I wasn't attracted to because I felt like I had to settle. I made some horrible decisions because I kept hearing, well, you shouldn't be superficial. You shouldn't want this. So I dated some people that I wasn't really attracted to, but that did not work out for me. I did not like it. But I do think that what I was interpreting as masculine to me before I went to therapy and got some help, I would interpret tall, big muscles, tattoos, maybe like the way that dudes dress from up north, like Timberlands, the jeans, like I interpreted all that as the idea. Even an accent, even for a while, an East Coast accent was, to me, felt like the idea of masculinity. And then because when I moved to Atlanta, I had never really been around, because I was from the Midwest, I had never really been around Southern accents and guys that were just, I wasn't really, that's not what I saw at, yes, I like tattoos, Druzy. I'm sorry. I thought that, and one of my friends was like, Christal, you are looking for this 6'3", muscled up, tattooed person, and that also is able to hold an intellectual conversation, and that does not exist. Now, I would like to say that for the most part, that is what I got in my husband. So I just happened to get really lucky, because I got a big person with a bunch of tattoos. But I was looking for something that I was attracted to, these physical attributes that I was misinterpreting as signs of masculinity, right? And I think that was one of the problems. Now, when I stopped focusing on the outside and started focusing on the inside, God blessed me with kind of what I had been looking for. And even though my husband is from the South, I remember when I went over his house for the first time, I was looking at his closet, and we were going someplace, and he came out the room with like jeans and Timberlands on. I was like, yes, I'm winning. This is a South Carolina dude that still dresses like, anyway, I felt like I won the lottery. But the point is, that is not what dictates or determines masculinity. And I think that's something that, women have to learn. But with Jason saying that all of those distractions, right, are often what women consider excitement. And Druzy, exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. Yes. I think when you focus on what you really want, you get your cup, you're blessed, and the blessings rain down and your cup runneth over. So if you ask for wisdom, that's the most important thing. And then you get wisdom and riches and 6'3". Anyway, I'm just saying. But that's what I'm saying to you. So for you, Mo, I want you to get a woman who has a sweet inside. And then if you focus on the inside, she may turn around and have an amazing, derriere.
First of all, I had a few women that had a few sweet insides.
But were you focused on that?
Oh, I was focused on the inside.
You weren't. You were not. You were focused on the outside.
You keep thinking that because they had it outside, but that's not what I was focused on.
I'm not even talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying
that just happened to be what it was. If that was the case, I know what it looks like, but that's cool.
I'm not talking about anybody in particular, so don't take
a lot of times I left because there was no inside. That's what I keep trying to tell you.
Well, then you just proved my point. I just said
I meet it. I attracted. I wasn't with any of them long at all.
Well, like Trish, that Mo was attracted to the girls like Trish that had.
No. First of all, I don't personally think. My opinion on Trish, it's not for me. I'll just say that. But
I was just teasing.
God has a plan for me, y'all.
No, but I'm just saying, if you focus on the inside, then you may turn around and get the slim thick with the.
No, I focus. I continue to focus on me, and I will attract what's for me. Yes,
but when it comes, we must recognize it.
Oh yeah. And first of all, I'm tired of y'all talking about Gail's wig.
Have you seen it though? It has bangs and it don't move.
Let me tell you something. I go out with Gail. She gonna put the good wig on for me. You looking at the TV wig? That's what the white people gave her.
Well, we see her out with Oprah, and it's the same wig. And meanwhile, Oprah has Oprah has a bad B hairstyle now. Did you see that when Oprah had the ponytails? Oprah had a side pony. Meanwhile, Gail got bangs and a wig that don't move. Maybe you need to switch your crush over to the other place.
You know how I feel about the other women. But listen, let's get on to the other thing.
All right, our next question. It's not her hair, Joda. That is definitely not her hair. That is definitely a wig. No, that's not Oprah's hair either. That's definitely pieces added.
Ain't nobody hair on TV there.
It's not. All right, our next question is, at what age is a man ready to settle down and be a husband? Not Oprah. I'm telling y'all, that whole long side pony wasn't. Now, she does have really thick hair. But I don't know about the side pony. I think I'd be looking at myself side eye. I guess my hair is to the side right now. Well, what if I was just sitting up here like this? I'm like, I don't know about
Don't focus on the wrong thing. You just told me don't focus on that. She could be a good woman.
Oprah is. I don't know.
We ain't talking about Oprah. We talking about Gail. Shout out to Odo, but we talking about Gail.
You better be shouting at your sister-in-law, because Oprah, you're gonna have to win Oprah over in order
Oprah ain't nothing like me get close to Gail. Nothing like me.
All right, I'm not gonna do it, Druzy. It ain't right. I wish Oprah wouldn't have done it. All right, let's talk about what age is a man ready to settle down. At what age is a man ready to settle down, Mo?
I mean, it varies from backgrounds, but on the average, I'll say 40s. In his 40s.
In his 40s. I will tell you guys, Gun Boss told me that as well. That he was. Now, what is crazy about these people is that they go ahead and engage in marriages and relationships even when they're not ready, which is not our fault. I'm not going to let you blame that on us.
I'm not saying we know that. That's something we discover ourselves. We think we are. But once you get to that step and you really think about who you become as a man at that point, and you realize, yo, I wasn't hitting on shit. I wasn't really, and you understand that. 40 is a number, once you hit it, you start to reflect back to at least the last 20 years of your life and ask yourself, what have you been doing? Yeah. And then you start living for the rest of your life at 40. You say, okay, I've done what I've done from 20 to 40, and this is where I messed up. And this is the conversation I personally have with myself when I hit 40. And I'm like, wow, what am I going to do I wasn't in some control, but I know a lot more now. What am I going to do for the next 40? And I start looking forward. And then I realized who I was, and hopefully I get another 40. That's how I was thinking. So that's why I say 40.
Yeah, I Juicy says, unfortunately, I think they're not ready until 40s, but I would not get with a guy who was in his 40s and never married. I wouldn't either. And as crazy as that is, I agree with you. I would not. Okay, hold on. Lakeisha has a question for you, Mo. So if men are ready to marry in their 40s, do they still want women in their 40s too, or are they looking for age of attraction young women?
That's a great question. I think if he's never been in a serious relationship up until that point, and what I keep saying is, like, we discover this in our 40s. We don't, like, you know what, I'm not going to do it until I'm 40. It's something you discover when you wake up and you say, or you approach the age of 40. You start to do the self-reflection. And I think that if he's never been in a serious relationship, that could be tough. Yeah. Because what prepares him to be married and ready in the 40s is the mistakes he's made at least in the last 20 years. So he's only got there because of his mistakes. He's not there just at 40 and he realized I want to be. He realized he wants to be, or he could be a better version of himself at 40.
Okay. Hey, you there says, ain't black men's life expectancy age 40? Ma'am, it is not.
What so this is the 1800s? What?
No, it is not. It is not. Let's ask ChatGPT. What is the life expectancy of a black man? Hold on.
76.
What is
76? All right, you've got me curious.
no,
Is that a lucky
no,
number?
no.
A milestone?
Hold
or
on.
are we just tossing numbers out for fun?
Hold on.
Spill?
Hold on, area. Now,
I'll
what
be cutting them people out.
what is the average life expectancy of a African American man?
The average life expectancy for African American men has historically been a bit lower than the overall population, but it does fluctuate depending on the year and region. In recent data, it's been around the mid-60s to early 70s. If you're thinking about the most recent updates, I can pull the latest numbers if you'd like.
No, thank you. Thank you, Aria.
If he eat pork, then it's what she said.
No. Druzy said
If he eat pork and have diabetes is what she said.
her dad passed away at 93. That's a beautiful long life. I got a little bit more from Jason. If you guys want to hear from him again, he's speaking about when a man is ready to settle down.
My friend were having discussions about women, and we had this thing called security and excitement.
That's the wrong clip. I got the wrong clip, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the clip with him talking about the age.
And what's the average? So if your people live past that, then your people are above average.
Yeah.
And that's how we all get above average.
Yeah, mid-60s to early 70s is average.
That's wild. But depending on, your health, the diabetes, heart disease, these are the things that take us out, especially black men, at those ages.
That's true. That is definitely true. And I've known a lot of men. We know a lot of men that have that unfortunately have passed in their
early 50s, late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, due to those type of those issues. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the other video, but basically he said that he agreed in their 40s. He explained that he wasn't really able in his to understand. I really want to play this for you. I want y'all to hear this because this was really good. Okay, I got it. Hold on.
Yes, what I was saying, I was speaking about.
Okay, hold on. Hold on 2 seconds. All right, Mo, keep going and I'll pull this.
So any brothers out there, man, I do it around my birthday. Get checked out to see where you are, because there's some things that can be preventive, whether you got anything, like I said, heart disease, you need to see a cardiologist, all these different things, because heart disease is some of the worst because you don't even feel it. That's why they call it the silent killer. You know what I mean? So
yeah, get
checked out, find out where you're at. You can even get your blood taken at not taking blood pressure checked at like a lot of the pharmacies and what have you. Just as something as simple as that.
Yeah.
But just check on yourself, man, to see where you at with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I think we were talking with the other night when Ken was here, we were talking about how a lot of times men are more like married men live longer, they have longer life expectancy. And I do think that it's important for, your partner can encourage you to make sure you go to the doctor or check on yourself. And I think that goes both ways, right?
Right.
That goes both ways. But I also think that there is, I think we have to acknowledge the right person, not the wrong person, because the wrong person will shorten your life expectancy because you will be stressed out and miserable. So with the wrong person, quality of life with the wrong person is not peaceful and will lead to, I think stress is always something that's a great contributor to
hypertension, absolutely.
Yeah, all kinds of things. But I think with the right person, just like hypertension can, definitely be attributed to stress from being with the wrong situation, I think the right situation can also add to your life because it can allow you to focus on the things that matter the most. Like if you have the right partner and they're able to kind of help you navigate situations, right? They're able to help you. Yeah, go ahead.
Laughter.
Yeah.
That like just a peaceful home. That's for both parties. It's not even just women to men, men to women. Being, man coming home, had a hard day at work. Don't bring it in on that woman. She's supposed to be there, you know what I mean, to soothe you and prepare you, get your mind right so you can go back and tackle the world another day. But you coming in there and you dumping it all on her, and she don't really know what to do, and you feeling away, and it's just, you know, we're supposed to be. It's not I help you. We're supposed to be there for each other.
Yeah, and each side has different things. I agree with Lakeisha. Stress can shorten your lifespan, and happiness can extend it. So yes, being in a happy relationship is good for your health. I love that. That's the best. That's the best way to put it. And to Tammy's point, she says single women live longer because they don't have a stressful husband. To the same and I think that that's the wrong man, because the wrong man will add additional stress. The right man will take it away. This is Jason's explanation on men and the age they're ready to get married.
How old were you before you were actually ready to settle down and be like a husband?
I was about 40. Now I had a lot of relationships and I was married young, but I didn't know. I didn't know the, you know, like what it really meant to be a husband. Not even just biblical, but just prioritizing and, you know, the date nights and the things that women like, you know, like the commitment in terms of not necessarily playing the field, but just a maturity level. You know, I just wasn't mature.
Yeah. Until
I got about 40, and I was making more money. I started getting into my better financial years once I turned 40. And it just, for me, it just meant I wasn't ready. I wasn't, even though I got married younger. Wow. And I think a lot of men aren't ready in our society until they're about 40, really, to be honest. Some guys do it. I mean, I wasn't ready though.
Yeah, I appreciated him being honest. And I think Mo and I said we're going to start doing that. We're going to start, you know, just getting conversations. And I'm trying to get conversations with men that are not just clueless. Like, this is someone who I've known for years who actually is a good guy. And I agree, Kenny. I appreciated the fact that he was able to reflect and just be honest. And so we're going to be bringing in more conversations from other people. He agreed to be a guest with us one night. Yes.
But that's actually like, but had he not had those relationships that didn't work, you see what I'm saying? That's how we get there. Then you start to figure it out in your reflection of your life and playing it back and realizing yourself, not even putting it on anybody, realizing what you did wrong and how you could have moved better. That's where we're saying this from. So it's not just the age, it's the age time experience.
Yeah. And I mean, it doesn't, the thing is, like, I don't want only people that are going to agree with everything we're saying. You know what I mean? I want men to feel comfortable sharing their perspective. And we want to also, as women, share our perspective without, you know, in a safe space. So, all right, guys, it's the time of the night for us to finish up the story. Part 2 of the story that we started last Friday. We didn't talk about it Wednesday because of Ken. So Mo is going to give us a brief recap of his story, and then we're going to hear the part 2. What happened? How did it go down?
So the recap is this. I mean, me and the young lady went out on a date. She came to my house. She seemed a little tipsy. Drove, had something to eat, played some pool. She had some more drinks there. Driving back in the subdivision where I stayed in, I said, "Hey, man, you getting too close to the curb." She was like, I was like, "You might have had too much to drink." She was like, "No, I'm fine. You're just scared. You're scary." Swerving, got to my house, came in. She used the restroom. She was in there for quite a long time. In that time, I heard a popping sound. But she was in there so long, by the time I came out, the popping, you know, I forgot about the popping sound. I went to go use the restroom, realizing that the woman ripped my toilet seat off. I still don't know how she did that. I kicked her out, sent her on her way. She got on the highway. She hit the medium, the center block medium that divides the highway from north to south. She hit that. She was reaching out to me, calling. I did not answer. She kept calling. I did not answer. Finally, I checked one of the voicemails, and she told me she has 2 flat tires. She's on the side of the road or on the middle at this point. I don't know if she hit it and came to the other side. and she has a suspended license and she was drinking. Could I help her? Now we left off where, did I help her? Did I come to her aid, or did I not?
Okay,
if y'all could,
go back and talk about why you kicked her out and she was drunk.
I don't know why they kick you out the club when you're drunk.
But Mo, you knew she was going to get in her car though.
Yeah, she knew she had a car to drive. She knew that before she came over. She never stayed the night at my house. She knew she had to drive back. You shouldn't have been drinking like that. But maybe I would have, and maybe I went. But she was drunk, and she was talking crazy to me in my house.
What was she saying? That what was the straw that broke the camel's back? And hey, you there is suggesting that you have a Madeira moment. What was the
what?
What was the straw? Well, a Madeira moment, because Madeira says call the po-po ho.
The Madeira. Okay.
Yeah. What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Were you more angry about the toilet? Were you more angry about her talking slick? What pissed you off to the point where you kicked her out?
It was the lying and then talking slick after. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't do that. And enough of that was like, you know what? I didn't want nothing afterwards. We didn't be intimate. I was like, you gotta go. You gotta go. I'm not dealing with this. You gotta go. So
okay. Now, Mo, let me ask you this: when you knew that she was drunk, when you saw the number, were you worried? Like, oh my God, did she have an accident?
No, I really thought she was trying to come back and be like, can I, trying to work her way back in.
Okay.
And then when I heard, you can hear the outside, you can hear the cars when you hear the voicemail, because I finally listened to one. She left a gang of stuff. And she was like, can you help me? I'm on the side of the road. I got suspended. Like, I remember she had a brown, I don't know why she had a brown Lexus, but she had a brown Lexus. I'll never forget it. And yeah.
Why was her license suspended, I wonder?
I ain't had time to ask those questions.
Mo, I really hope that you went to help this girl. I really do. I feel like I've heard this before, but I didn't know about the 2 flat tires. That's rough. That meant she hit the head. She smacked the heck out of that median. I mean, She was super drunk. That meant she had to be very, very drunk in order for her to still be that drunk, even after breaking the toilet and like that's very, very drunk to where she has not sobered up at all.
The toilet was ripped off the hinges.
Was this a big girl?
No, that's what. No, that was the crazy part.
I've never heard of someone ripping the toilet off.
I heard the popping sound because at that time I didn't have a bathroom in my room. It was outside. And I heard the sound from the other room. I was like, what is that? She was in there so long, I forgot about the popping sound till I walked into the bathroom after her.
So are you talking about just the top of the toilet that was off? The seat?
The top and the seat, both. Was ripped off the hinges. Here's the funny part. After I'm looking at it, I came back. She was trying to take off her clothes. Put that shit back. Hold up. Before you do that, what did you do in there? You broke the toilet, and she just kept denying it.
Linda said she fell. But did she use the bathroom? Did you hear a toilet flush?
I don't know. She was in there I think, now I'm thinking about it, she was probably in there trying to fix it. That's what took so long.
But I wonder if did she use the bathroom?
I don't know.
That's why you were like, I don't want to do anything now.
No, I was just pissed because I gotta buy a whole new, like, what's and then she lying, and then come on, man. I knew my toilet wasn't like that. It was.
She's an angry drunk, and she was drunk, so she didn't know what she was doing. I got a feeling that he did not help her. I really wish that you did. But I got a feeling that because you were irritated about your toilet, that you left her out there. Did you?
Would you like to know what happened?
Y'all, Let's ask the chat first. All right. If you think
Put a
Moe,
thumbs up if I had it.
put a
Thumbs down if I
up.
did.
Yeah, put a thumbs up if you think Moe helped. Put a thumbs down if you think he did not. Let's all do that right now.
Let me be real clear. I'm a helpful friend. Sometimes I got a story with somebody. I don't know why they knocked. Maybe I couldn't hear. They knocked on my bedroom window, and I heard their voice, and they was like, "Yo, Mo." I walked around and walked there and said, "Open the door. I need your help." From me walking from that window to my front door, and I know this person. In my mind, they did something, and they need me to help them get rid of the body. And because I'm that friend, I was willing to do it for this person.
To get rid of the body?
You know the person. You know the person. And that wasn't even the case, but I would have did it for, huh?
A day BB Travels, did you have a car at this time?
We'll get to that.
Okay. All right. People have no one thinks you helped her, Mo. All the thumbs all the thumbs are down. Everybody's, in fact, Edna put 3 thumbs down. Okay.
You didn't got 3 thumbs, Edna.
Tammy is the only one that says yes, she thinks you helped.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, come on with it.
I would have helped her, but my license was suspended too at the time, and I couldn't. And Christal knows that to be true.
I do.
That's the reason why I couldn't help her.
Did you try to find her some help, or did you just leave her
This
out?
is before Uber. No, I couldn't do nothing. John wasn't around. I couldn't do nothing. I prayed on it.
I prayed on it. You did not. You went back.
I did.
You did not. You did not. You did not pray on it.
Shout out to Wendy.
Not both of y'all had suspended license. Damn it, man.
She didn't know mine. She didn't know mine were.
So what did you tell her? If you didn't tell her that, what did you tell her?
I never responded.
Oh, God.
I couldn't help her anyway.
Did you have another conversation with this woman?
Never again.
Wow. Share this, you all. Maybe she'll hear it. Maybe she'll hear it and she'll know. Oh my God.
I don't even know if that girl is still around.
Mo, you could have sent her a taxi. They don't really have taxis here in
I
Atlanta.
didn't even know where she was on the highway. I know she was on.
Called her and found out.
Well, what highway was?
You could have called her.
She was on. I'm assuming. I don't know where. I'm assuming she was on 85 because of where the house was located.
Yeah, that's horrible. But I do have my story we're going to get into on Wednesday. And my story also includes a brown Mercedes, a doo-doo brown Mercedes.
Thank you. Yes.
A doo-doo brown Mercedes to go along with the brown Lexus. I agree with Tammy. This is why every woman should have AAA. Yes.
She was still going to get locked up.
No,
she was more concerned about that.
Yeah, she should have been. She had DUI. And from what I hear, DUIs can be very expensive and difficult to
That's what I heard too.
So I'm sure she was worried about that. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. And we are going to reconvene on Wednesday. We may have a guest on Wednesday, but we'll definitely, you guys make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like this on the way out and let us know what you think about Mo's story. Do you think he's full of it for not help? I don't like that story, Mo. That girl she could have got hit outside on the side of the road, and you could have called one of your friends. I know one friend that you could have called to go get her.
She shouldn't have been drinking like that.
But
more of the story is know your limits.
More of the story is know what Negro you're going home with.
I never had a DUI.
I haven't either. But the point is, you got to know if the man that you're with would help you.
I wasn't with her. This one, let's be clear, this was not my woman.
You know what? And on that note,
Don't put that on me.
on that note, y'all, Mo, what are you doing this weekend? I know you got the weekend off. It's Easter weekend. What are you guys doing for Easter weekend?
Recording 3 episodes tomorrow of the Run That Back podcast. Jodeci, Forever My Lady, 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying, and Maya's Fair Flying. They're all doing that. 3 episodes tomorrow. Sunday, my cousin invited me to some Easter dinner or something at our house, and that's it. I'm playing it cool. No dates, no nothing.
Well, I'm gonna submit my Jodeci Forever My Lady video.
Come with it.
I'm gonna submit. I can't come over there, but I'm gonna submit. I gotta get my hair retied. Can I tell y'all? That is my least favorite thing about having locks. But my hair, it grows really fast, and I don't like how it looks like this. So I have to get it retied every 4 weeks because it's super. I don't like it. But anyway, so I'm going to get my hair retied tomorrow, and then Sunday. I'm super excited because me and Gun Boss have a whole date day planned. I'm super excited. We're going to the comedy show. We're going out to eat. I'm going to get all dressed up. It's going to be fun.
Before we know what's sad?
What?
Yesterday, New Edition was in town.
Yeah.
And the only people that posted it, I heard about it from, was watching the New Edition members I follow on social media, and one of the radio personalities on the older urban AC radio station. But I didn't see any pictures from the regular. Like, we are getting this was New Edition, Tony Braxton.
I did see some. I saw some
people were talking about it for me. I'm just like, what?
On my thread, on my timeline, I did see people. In fact, I was jealous because I considered going to. Yes, we're going to go to church first, Edna. We're going to go to church, then come home, then I'm gonna get dressed up, and then and then go out to the comedy show, Mike Epps' comedy show. But I had to decide between the Tony Braxton Boyz II Men and New Edition concert and the comedy show, and I'm always down for laughs, especially with the week that I've had, the 2 weeks that I've had. But also, I've seen New Edition countless times because I used to work for Braxton's. I've seen Tony Braxton countless times, and I've also seen Boyz II Men several times. So, and you know, New Edition, I've seen them so many times, I'm almost like full. And Gun Boss was not. That's not really like. He wasn't super excited about it. So that's why we chose to go to the comedy show. I am super excited about this. Mike Epps is hilarious. Now, I'm not really excited about, because it's a lot of different comics on there, but because I need to laugh, I'm hoping that they're all funny. I really just want to see Mojo Brooks and Mike Epps, and Carlos is funny as well. But DC Young Fly, the guy that you like, the younger guy that you like, Mo, what's his name? I can't think of him. It's a bunch of comics on this tour, the We Done Ones tour. So I'll let you guys know how it was. And I will post pictures. We have not been on a date night since we got off the cruise ship. And that was really the first time we had spent time together, just the two of us, in a really long time. So I may attend a Millennium Tour. You always be reminding us how much younger you are than us. Hey, you there, because that Millennium Tour for B2K and B5, ma'am. I got a press release about that today. That's cute. I got a press release about the B2K to interview them. And I think that I'm not sure. I just want them to be honest, and I don't think they're gonna be honest. I know, sweet. I know we're just giving you a hard time, but it's just funny because we're in here talking about New Edition and Boyz II Men, and she was talking about, well, I may go to the B2K. Let me read to you what I got with the B2K concert. Hold on, this is only for Hey You There. The rest of you guys can tune it out. I got an invite to come out and interview them, and I don't think, if I do, I'll definitely post it here so you can see it. Hold on. B2K. Let me see if I can just put that in the search. B2K.
And keep voting for New Edition. They are the #1 people right now. They got more votes than anybody for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Keep voting. We're trying to get them brothers in on the first time.
So this says they are trying to bring me an exclusive story opportunity that blends nostalgia, music, and a new era of media access. And this is with B5 and B2K. And I don't know what B5 this is, because B5 had a lot of changes with their group. The brothers are all. But this is a 20-year legacy comeback story from Bad Boy to now. I think this is actually focusing more on B5. Yeah, it is. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I thought it was B2K. B2K, I would actually. Oh, it's Bow Wow, B2K, and B5. First of all, hey there. I would like to ask you if you could explain this, because I asked my daughter, why is Bow Wow coming out of a cage? Have you seen that? Have you seen those videos of Bow Wow coming out of a pen?
I did see that, and the funniest comment I saw was, "What song does Bow Wow have where it will call for him to kick open the cage when he comes?"
And I asked one of my friends, was he concerned? Like, did he feel like Bow Wow was out of control? And he said, "No, I do not. I do not." Bow Wow comes out of that cage in a semi-aggressive way.
And it's not even locked. He could have just opened it.
She said, "Fresh as I'm that is not the right one for the cage." I would think Bow Wow. Well, I guess I don't know what song it is, but I'm going to tune in and see where my dog's at. Bounce with me now. I don't know, but not as fresh as I'm is. I don't think that's the song. But did you see the funniest thing? And we know we got to get out of here. The funniest thing is as a clip of Bow Wow looking like an uncle telling Chris Brown that tour is too hard on your body. And Chris is like, "Nah, you're not old. You're not you're young. You still got it. You got to just get in there." And Bow Wow is just looking at him like, "Nah, I ain't going to be able to do it." Meanwhile, New Edition is 60 and is moving around on stage like they are in their 30s. And Bow Wow said he can't do it. It's too much. But yeah, Chris told him that he was not he was young. And it is hilarious because the way Bow Wow is just looking at him like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it." Bow Wow is going to be like Bobby Brown, who will not do it. He will not do the dances. Not do it. But yeah, I'll see Hey You There. I don't know about the B5 thing. I was never a fan. I can't do the B5. Now, B2K and Bow Wow, I get it. But B5, no. Bow Wow doesn't dance, but Bow Wow used to have a great show. I saw him at the first Scream tour. I went backstage and interviewed all of them, and Bow Wow was a really dope performer. He reminded me of like a young LL. I don't know how much Bobby danced, Hey You There, but we've seen his dances.
Hey man, those guys do a lot of fill-in for Bobby. I just seen Ralph. I just seen the clip today. Shout out to those brothers, man. But I will say this: Ricky Bell and Ronnie DeVoe on tip-top shape.
Yeah,
those brothers are still in their pocket, still look youthful. They're there, man.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that, Joe. The Bow Wow is a great entertainer. He was. Now I don't know about this Bow Wow. I don't know about the young Bow Wow, but the young Bow Wow, he was.
I like young Bow Wow. Yeah,
he was a great performer. And that's just
I like Bow Wow.
That's just him being lazy. He's in his 30s. There's no reason that Chris Brown is doing flips and Bow Wow is not. First of all, Bow Wow doesn't have very much to maintain. He's only about 5'2". Chris is 6 foot tall. So if Chris is doing it at 6 feet, Bow Wow for sure can be doing it with that little pocket-sized body. There's no excuse for that. He's just not in the gym. He's not taking that part seriously. So, that's on him. But yeah, New Edition, Boyz II Men, I'm not sure how this is going to go. They're having some bad press along with the Wanye thing, but Boyz II Men is not great. They're not great dancers, but they are great vocalists. They do sound just like they do on the CD every time. I saw them at Disney last year or maybe a year and a half ago. Great. They sound great. They never were known for their dancing. Like, I know they shuffled around the stage to Motown Philly, but that's not why we're there. We're there for the vocals. And for some reason, guys don't really like their songs as much. I don't know why.
Well, after that first album, they took a slight turn. We did an episode, if y'all ever get a chance to check it out, and we kind of explained what me and C Boogie thought might be the problem, but they abandoned that first sound and they got that hit from Babyface and took it to a whole direction. But that first album, for me, was dope.
But why didn't y'all like I'll Make Love to You and on Bended Knee?
It wasn't like, because I know people gonna say the begging. It was more of the simp thing of it. Like, you can beg like Keith Sweat did. We don't mind so much of that. But this was like sucker stuff would happen. He'd be like, "It's okay, baby, that you was with that other fella." He was like, "What?"
He ain't say that. He's like,
he did say that in one of them songs.
He didn't say it was
In
okay.
the road.
He said, "Oh, he did say I did. I knew.
I just act like I didn't see it or whatever he said. I don't know.
I forgot about that. Oh man, Bow Wow does a little Harlem Shake. He does do that. Yeah.
He gonna roll off the stage if he don't lose some weight, because he a little roly poly now.
Too short to carry that much weight. 5'2" is pushing it. 5'2" is pushing it. He's really a tiny little person.
I like him as an actor though.
Yeah, he's a great actor, but he hasn't even been doing that lately.
Roll bounce and lottery ticket. I like those.
And like Mike. He was a little kid.
I never saw that one.
My daughter was obsessed with Bow Wow. My daughter was obsessed with Bow. He is not 5'7". Girl, he is not. Bow Wow is nowhere near 5'7", ma'am. Not at all.
No, not even close.
Not even close. But like Mike was super cute. My daughter was obsessed with him, obsessed with Bow Wow. We had to go to every Bow Wow show, every B2K show until Chris Brown came out, and then she forgot about everybody.
Chris Brown stole all them little dudes thunder.
Threw him off. I don't think he's 5'5" either. I think 5'4", 5'3", 5'4". He's really small. Short. He's not small, he's short. But he was a cute guy. He's just short.
Him and Kevin Hart the same size.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is 5'4". So Bow Wow is definitely, yeah. Dirty Mackin' at his finest. And you know what? I know we got to go, but the funny thing is, I saw Fab and Dave East and them talking, and they were all admitting that they have been haters at one point, and
I saw that
they have been dirty mackers. Like, am I dirty macking right now? I was like, oh, that's hilarious. But all right, Mo will not be doing any dirty macking this weekend.
It's against the rules.
What's up, twin? You came in all late at the end. Bye, Ren. Tammy. Tiana Taylor. Ooh, didn't Tiana Taylor look different back then? Yeah.
Well,
anyway, all right. Yes, Dirty Mac, and we'll answer that. We'll have Mo talk about that next week. My story is coming up and so much more. We love y'all. Have a great weekend. All right. We'll see y'all next week.
Be safe, y'all.
Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.